Hi, and welcome to Origin of Concepts. This is a mini-series of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. In this episode, we will explore the Colossus Solis, also known as the Colossus of Rhodes. Okay, let's get started. The first important notice is the term solis doesn't refer to the sun directly, but to something related to a sun. And I will get into this later in the text. But solis is not the sun, as many interpret it. Okay, let's decode some of the key descriptions by Hadrianus Junius, Philo, Pliny the Elder, and Strabo, which is the persons from ancient Greek and Roman who wrote all these texts or took notes. The source. Okay, I'll get the picture of the Milky Way. So, here we go. Okay, the Colossus is made of hollow bronze with cavern of stone. Normally, this is interpreted as a hollow bronze figure filled up with stones, but that's not what the text writes. It should rather be read as made of hollow bronze with a cave of stone. Very, very important, because those small little knickknacks in the text can make a whole world difference. Okay, the hollow bronze is the disk light, the red part inside the hollow Milky Way center, which is also the cave or cavern. So let me get my pen. So this is, of course, the bronze, and here is the cave of stones. So that's basically it. And then we could read the next. I'll delete this. It's erected by the Dorian people. Dorian means people of the sea. So the Dorian people of Rhodes to reach toward Olympus. Okay, so let's look at that. The Dorian people, the Rhodians, are visualized by the striped shadow, which is also the erecting monument reaching towards Mount Olympus. So, let me draw. First of all, this is the Rhodians, the people who erect the Colossus. And the stone they are erecting is this shadow. There we got it. And the monument is reaching towards Mount Olympus, which we know is here. So that's what the text means. The people of Rhodes erecting the stone towards Mount Olympus. Okay, we go to the next. I have a little note here for the Rhode Island, which is Rhodes is an allegory. Rhodes means Rose Island, and Rhodes is an allegory of Rose Island in the Milky Way center, the red island, and not the physical Rhodes Island in Greece. Very important. Rhodes Island is the area around the disk, the island in the sky. And I'll bet my 2 cents that Rhodes Island is named after the Milky Way center. But I will leave that up to you. Okay, we'll go to the next. The Colossus is equal in mass to a tower. And the tower is, of course, the striped shadow. It's always the tower. And then we go on. The statue is a tribute to the sun god Helios. Okay, so here we got a connection to the sun and some sun god. And the Colossus is only associated with the god Helios because some coins with the head of Helios, not with the Colossus, but with the head of Helios, have been found. So that's the only thing that ever connected the Colossus with Rhodes. With the Helios. So put that into mind. Let me see here. None of the text is mentioning Helios. And now we come to the part with the sun, because the sun, Solis, Colossus Solis, the sun, is an allegory of the shining disk in the Milky Way center. Here, that's the sun, not the physical sun in the sky. Okay, next. He, the sculptor, who supposedly built the Colossus, cast it in sections, burying each completed section under a huge mound of earth, and proceeded to cast the next part on the level. Okay, so we built one step in a big pile of earth, and then a new pile of earth, and build it up. But what we actually have to look after here is all the sections he built is the striped shadows, one by one, which is buried under a huge mouth of earth, visualized by the shadows surrounding the Milky Way center. So here you got the big pile of earth, the black earth. Okay. And then, inside the Colossus, great masses of rock were lodged, with which the artist steadied it. He set it up. The masses of rocks is, of course, the striped shadow. All the rocks here he pile up. Okay, then we go on. The bronze monument was built when they had pacified the waves of war. Okay, so let's look for some waves of war. The waves of war is the striped shadow. And this shadow is always associated with armies attacking, or many people together, bystanders, etc., etc., etc. And this is the waves of war. The stripes in the striped shadow. Okay, we will look at the next text. The statues, ruins lay broken at the knees on land after an earthquake. Okay, so let's start with the earthquake, because it's no surprise that it's the striped shadows. It always plays the role of earthquakes or heavy disasters. And then we have to find the Colossus on his knees. I'll give me a second here. There. The knees is visualized by the shadows surrounding the Milky Way center, because here the Colossus is laying on his knees, so to speak. So here you got the Colossus with the cave inside. Okay, and by the way, before he fall to his knees, this Colossus guy, this is of course the Colossus. Here he's standing. I'll make a belly button just to. And then we of course also got some poems to back it all up. So let's try to read some of the poems. One poem emphasizes that the Colossus represented the lovely torch of freedom and independence, kindled over both land and sea. Okay, so he represents the torch. And of course, none of the texts are specific about holding a torch, but there is actually a torch, because the entire Milky Way is a one big torch, and I'll draw it for you. Here we got the handle, the torch, and here we got the fire, and here we got the smoke from the fire. So there you got the torch. But that's like a side note, because one poem is mentioning it. And then, of course, in many myths, the Colossus is always associated with a harbor, or standing at the entrance to the harbor on Rhode Island. But no text is mentioning a harbor. Only its dominion over land and sea. And the land and sea is, this is water, and this is the land here. The land and sea, and it stands over the land and sea, you see? So, but there is also a harbor, because when I draw the Colossus here again, here he's standing. The harbor is the area around the disk. So you came here with your ship into the harbor here, and you can go out of the harbor again. So there is a harbor, but it's not a part of the text, or the seven wonders of the ancient world. I think that was it. So, yeah, that's it. Now you should be able to get a grip on the Colossus Solis from the seven wonders of the ancient world. And as always, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, well, throw me in the harbor. Okay, take care until next video, and see you soon. Bye.